Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akwakwadesh. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great up in stone who rule well, and they came in the work of Ba'ashem Yahushai in sincerity, in diligence, and truth. Alright, so this is Brother National DC Camp. Just another brief lesson. Yeah, bear with me, my voice is a little bit hoarse, the whole weather change. Yeah, but it's no big issue. So a prophecy that I just gotta talk about in this video because you know how it is, man. The Most High has to let this tension build up in the Middle East, especially in the Persian Gulf area, it's gonna happen. It's part of the puzzles of the Lord there by Shimei Shai for World War III. These tensions got to come to fruition, ultimately lead to world war. And that's exactly what we've been witnessing so far. So you have the struggle for clout, the struggle for resources, the struggle to redraw the alliances, you know, between the East and the West. And it's going to get messy and bloody, all right? So that tension, found its way all the way down to South America, I'm talking about Venezuela. So it's just hilarious, man. Just understand the sense of humor of the Lord Yahweh, but at the same time, you fear the power of the Lord Yahweh, because these are dangerous times to be living in, man. Anything can happen at any time. All right. So, Elam, the Iranians talking about what can be done, to stop the flow of oil, but this is just part of it, and the Strait of Hormuz, is very, it's a key geographical area, between the Arabs and Elam. It goes Saudi Arabia, Oman on one side, and then you also have, Yemen on close by, and then you also have Iran on the other side, So it's gonna get messy anyway, so it's not gonna be a big surprise, but hey, it is what it is. So I'll play the video and I get some precepts.
Major drills are taking place. A senior Iranian official says negotiating with the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump would be a seal of approval on its breach of the 2015 nuclear deal. Well, the Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Ali Shamkhani, said signing a deal with the Trump administration is basically wrong. He said,
Yep. So United States of America already broke the deal, the INF treaty they had with the Russians. Now they also have to deal with the breach of the so-called JCPOA, Joint Cause Plan of Action they have with the Iranians. So it's like that's messed up. All right, so they gotta know how to get both treaties back on point, but that's not what they have in mind. They need to ramp up the agenda to conquer, the world. The West wants to spread as much as it can into the East and dominate, for the so-called New World Order. And Russia is acting as a pushback, you know. So that's one thing you've been seeing in Syria. The Russians are out there, handling business, So it's getting messy, and then Trump talks about, he's not going to completely withdraw United States troops. All right, so it's crazy. At one point in time, I was saying, the EU or NATO got to put troops in Syria to replace the American troops. And now it's saying, well, he can't withdraw completely. And it's also saying, the so-called, terrorists that they captured, that what they have to do with, what are they going to do with them? So it's just, the story keeps on changing and changing and changing. So it's like, what are we going to do with them? They can't leave them there. You know, that they gotta do something. The Germans take them, or England takes them, whoever. They don't want to bring them to America. But hey, who cares, man? Esau has agents all over the world, you know, to do his dirty work. So don't be surprised, man, if you start hearing about false flags here and there, because that's how Esau likes to get down. But nonetheless, it's all part of prophecy. These drills need to take place. It's just a preparation for war, it's practice for war. They got to calibrate the equipment, all these war games, and exercises. It's just preparation for war, it's the alarm of war, that the prophet's been talking about.
There's no way to make sure the future U.S. administration would comply with a possible agreement. Shamkhani noted that Washington needs to show its goodwill first by living up to its commitments under the nuclear deal. Now, the Iranian official added that Tehran has many options to stop the export of oil from the region, and they don't boil down to the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Shamkhani played down threats made by the U.S., saying President Trump resorts to the language of threat because he cannot go to war with Iran.
Yeah, that's the issue. Esau got to weigh out his options. I'm talking about the West. If they want to go and attack Iran militarily, because it's going to cause so much damage in that area. They have to use their bases in the Middle East, to attack Iran, and those bases are going to be vulnerable. So just imagine, man, they'll have to activate those so-called uh, missile launch pads or whatever they have in Europe to attack Iran. They have to get permission from Iraq to fly over to use their airspace. Permission from Saudi Arabia, to attack Iran. So now they got bases all over the place, man. Who knows what they have bases in Pakistan, whatever, Afghanistan. That they could launch from to attack Iran. But it's gonna happen anyway, man. Because hey, it's part of prophecy. It's gonna be so messed up over there anyway. So Akim shouldn't be surprised. It's just when you go into the book of Joel, the third chapter. That's what I'm going to focus on. It just lets you know, man, that the Lord Yabashima Shai is going to muster the host into the valley of decision. That's in the Persian Gulf area. You know.
Well, those major drills by the Iranian Navy are underway in the southern parts of the country. On the second day of maneuvers, Iranian forces fired a cruise missile from a launcher on a hovercraft for the first time and successfully hit the designated target. Well, the drills also featured torpedoes being fired from domestically made submarines. The exercises also involved commandos who parachuted onto the ground to launch operations against mock enemy targets. The three-day drills are being conducted in waters off the southern coast of Iran in an area of more than 2 million square kilometers.
Yep. So that was the point, Hakim. I could rewind it.
War with Iran. Well, those major drills by the Iranian.
Yep, so it's messed up, man. These nuclear missiles, cruise missiles, Tomahawk missiles, they're meant to be destroyed, man. Meant to destroy, you know, destroy wherever, they attack, whatever they're set to, whatever they're set to be targeted on. All right, so that's part of prophecy, you know. This is what the scripture talks about as the horses that shall not break their ranks. Yep, those are those nuclear missiles, man. I get straight to the point. All right, so it's a blue letter, and So this is Joel chapter 3. I'll start from let's go to verse 2. Alright. So it says alright, so verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Alright, so verse 2 says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, alright, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Moses' judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So all this drum, drum beating for World War III, it's all about, the Lord Yabashima Shai, projecting his vengeance upon the nations of Edom, of Elam, of Ishmael, of Ham, of Moab and Ammon and Japheth. They're all going to get involved. So it's just the way the Lord paying them back for what they've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right. So it's beautiful to see this happen. It's part of prophecy. Okay. And then you look at verse 12. It says, "Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I seek to judge all the heathen round about." All right. So it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. And then you look at the prophecy here about the sickle in the book of Revelation. So this is verse 13. So it says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." All right, the grapes. All right. "Come, get you down, for the precious food, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great." Then verse 14, "Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is named in the valley of decision." So that's where the Lord Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to judge the enemies, the heathens, the nation of Israel, you know. And then verse 15 says, "The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining." From all that destruction, explosions, and all that stuff, nuclear missiles going off, it's going to block out the lights from the sun and the moon and the stars. All right. And then scripture talks about, the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard. So this is just it. So this is going to be a short video. And then you look at Ezekiel chapter 39. And then you start from, just look at verse 11. All right. So it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, and the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon Gog." All right, so hey, the Lord Yahweh Shai has judgments, for Esau and his allies, man. The Russians, their allies, because the Lord Yahweh Shai is a just power, so it's going to make it happen, all right? Then it says, verse 12, "And 7 months shall the house of Israel be barren of them, that they may cleanse the land." All right, so, hey, when the Russians go into the land of Israel, if you're reading Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, 39th chapter, talks about the Russians are going to step up, since they're allies with the Syrians, they're going to go through, with their offensive against the so-called state of Israel. All right. Then it says, "Yep, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kwakwadash." And then verse 14 says, "And they shall sever out men of continuing employment." All right. That's the elites and the heathens that survived the nuclear war. All right. "Passing through the land to bury with the passengers, those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall this search. All right. So that's how messy is gonna be. Man. There's a lot, so much death. You know, all those decomposing bodies. They have to be they have to be buried. You know, so that's exactly what the Lord Bashima Shah would do. You know, the elites are gonna go into captivity, so they understand what's gonna happen. So it's beautiful. You know, and then just pull up a quick map. You take a look of the Strait of Hormuz. It's right there. You know, it's more the shortest point. It says about 2 miles. You know, between Oman and Iran. All right, so it's real messed up, man. You know, Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman. All right, basing countries: Oman, Iran, United Arab Emirates. So it's gonna be it's gonna be messed up anyway. So that's part of prophecy. I can, you know, if you want to go deeper, you go deeper into it. It just lets you know what plans the Lord Shimei Shai has, you know, for these regions on the face of the earth. So that was the point I came. So I say Ka Hala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakwakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well and the Akim, fighting the good fight of faith. You know, it's always important to have an idea of what's going on in the Middle East. You know, South America, Africa, whatever. It's all part of prophecy. You know, it's all part of what we need to know. So with that being said, you know, just say I can, you know, keep up, you know, good works in this faith of Yabashim Hashai, and you know, stay diligent and be circumspect. Shalom.